What's up guys, Intelitech Studios here, and here's an interesting little modification that I just did. So, if you're familiar with this machine, this is the Hoover WindTunnel Tempo Bagged, also known as the Hoover WindTunnel T-Series Tempo. And the way that this machine normally comes out of the box is there's a bag dock right here that is installed with 4 screws on either side. So there's 2 screws on this side, 2 screws on this side. The bag slides in, and then you're supposed to be able to push this red clip and the bag will fall out. And the idea is it's supposed to make the bag easier to change and easier to throw away. Well, I found that my particular unit has a flaw where the gasket on the bag will often get covered in dust as a result of the bag not being on the actual dock properly, because this dock does not actually push the bag all the way against the dock. It just kind of sits on there sort of loose, and you're just relying on the dock to hold it in place. It's not the most secure solution in the world. So what I decided to try is remove these 4 screws, which here are the 4 screws. So we've got these 4 screws right here. I've removed them, and I took the bag. This is the genuine Hoover HEPA bag that this machine was supplied with, and I simply pushed it onto the dock, the exact same way that you would install a bag in the older Hoover wind tunnels, as well as the same way you would install a bag in something like Abyssal Power Force or Abyssal Powerlifter, where you just simply push the bag directly onto the bag dock by applying pressure to the collar. And as long as you're careful, you're not going to rip the bag or anything. And I found that you kind of put the top on first, and then you kind of put your hand underneath and press the underneath part of the collar in place, push it down on all the corners, and now it's completely secure. And if you actually feel the bottom of it, you can actually feel the lip where the bag is actually completely cleared of the dock. So this should solve the problem of dust getting onto the bag collar. And this whole docking system was one of the reasons why I didn't like this Hoover Tempo, and that was going to reflect negatively in my review. However, now that we've seen that this bag fits on here, I'm going to go ahead and try putting the bag door back on without the dock in place. Just got to make sure the bag doesn't get pinched on the sides, just like usual. There we go. And we're just going to click this in place, just like that. I've also noticed it clicks in place a lot easier now because you're not fighting the dock to get in. It's a little bit loose, but whenever you turn this machine on, you can see there is an air gap right here. I've noticed that when you turn the machine on, the suction of the machine actually sucks this down, so that actually shouldn't be a problem. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run this in my living room and in my office, and we are going to see, after we suck up a good amount of debris, and I'm also going to throw some potato flakes on the floor to test some fine dust as well, to see if there is any leakage onto the collar of the bag after we're done vacuuming. Okay, now we've got that in place, and we're going to go ahead and run it. It would help if I turned on the brush roll. Okay. So, now let's see the results. Okay, no dust in there. Ooh, good amount of static cling. Bag puffed up as it should. Let's see, is there any debris? Nope. There's no debris. No debris in this filter. I guess there's one little speck, but I think that was already there. Bag has held in place. Not even the slightest bit loose. I would say that's a success. So, if you're like me and you don't like the bag dock system on the current bagged Hoovers, just take it off. Now, I don't know if this will work on the newest bagged Hoover that just came out that I've been trying to buy ever since it came out in November, but now that I don't have enough money to buy, coincidentally is now available. So, but this older one, the Tempo and the Max, do in fact allow you to remove the bag dock and just have a classic push-on bag fitting. Very, very nice. This also means that the Clean Ferry Bissell Style 7 HEPA bags that I know I've used in my... those bags also work on the dock on this, and they have the exact same problem the genuine bags do, where they leak dust onto the gasket. It seems like part of the reason why it leaks the dust onto the gasket is because I think this is designed for the older Hoover style Y bags that don't have a gasket. And maybe if you are for some reason using those old crappy bags, or a third-party bag that still doesn't have a gasket, even though it's 2022, maybe doing this wouldn't make much of a difference. I can't confirm nor deny that because I haven't used my HEPA Y bags, or my paper HEPA Y, or paper Y bags. They're not HEPA, but so I can't comment on that. But the genuine Hoover Y HEPA bag fits a lot better. In fact, I would still think that even the old style bags would still fit this better than trying to be jammed into this weird mechanism. So I don't know why Hoover did this. I mean, well, I guess I know why they did it, because it's supposed to make it easier for customers, but it also makes it easier for debris to get into the bag chamber and potentially into the motor. So, you know, if we look, let's see, is there anything on this filter from what little time I ran it? No. There's like a couple little specks of debris. So, and, you know, some carbon dust as well, which you'd expect. So there is some little bits of debris that did make it past the motor. But like I said, I checked this filter beforehand. I didn't show it on video. That's my bad. But those pieces of debris were on there prior, and that's what inspired me to try this. Because the official method is leaking some debris into the motor, which is just not acceptable in today's day and age. But it is still much better than a bagless machine of this price point. But yeah, and so doing this, the bag door clips on a lot more easily. And this is just, in my opinion, a much better way of doing it. So I don't know what I'm going to do with the old bag dock. I'm tempted to not throw it away. Maybe I'll list it on eBay or something. I don't know if maybe someone is looking for a replacement bag dock for one of these. I don't know if that's a part that Hoover supplies. But I know for a fact at this point that I'm not going to use it unless something actually does happen, because this is a lot better. And, you know, it's a lot more straightforward. I don't know. It just seems like the obviously better solution. I've noticed that just bag docks in general are just a bad idea. There are some companies that pull off bag docks fine. SIBO, and I think that's it, honestly. Eureka's bag docks aren't that great. Dirt Devil's bag docks aren't that great. Obviously, most of them are in the past. They don't really use them now because they don't have bag machines. But, you know, past Eureka bag docks were crappy. Past Dirt Devil bag docks are crappy. And obviously this current Hoover bag dock, better than those, don't get me wrong, but still not very good. So, yeah, that's about that. So, Doing it this way, just like the old school wind tunnels and like all the Bissells, just seems like the better solution. So yeah, this was Intelitech Studios with my bag dock mod that I did for my Hoover Tempo. So let me know if you have one of these Hoover Tempos and if this is something you consider doing, or if you like the bag dock system that the machine comes with. Either way, now that I've fixed that problem, which was my biggest thing that I hated about this machine, now I like it a lot more. So I think I'll be able to use it a little bit more, and the review will be a little bit more positive, knowing that you can easily discard of that horrible bag dock. So anyways, this is Intelitech Studio signing out. I'll see you guys in the next video, and I hope you all have a good one. Peace.